I play beef, that's not a fair game. That's aces of spades, jack of all trades. Tucking the jewels or they jacking your chain. Tuck with the crew and you catching the fade. That ain't a game, you should know you like Twain. Don't be the lame that play superhero, cause that'd be the good way to lose your dentals. That's real. Tooth and dental, all incidental. Head banging on a too fresh instrumental. Now back to back where we go dumb, yo. Face all stuck like 100 dumb tacks. Bad in the city like it's bad brains in me with my face on face.
Little homie.
Fall back. Oh, what? Oh, it just goes out like that? Nah.
Settle down, won't you say? Settle down. I'm in black car racing through the incoming lane, so insane. It's not a game, yeah. Settle down, won't you say? Settle down. I'm in a black car racing through the incoming lane, so insane. It's not a game.
Money back. Make it like a money back. Money back. God, I do the Maybach on Monday, Ferrari Friday. This is sweet Saturday, that's just what I say. I say, babe, it's he said it's a them pretty. You look like Beyonce, looking like money back, money back, money back, money back, money back, money back, yeah, money back, money back, money back, money back, money back. He can tell from the front, I got it behind me, and I park my Bentley truck on my Versace driveway, looking like money back, 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 money back. With me pretty too, they look like bridesmaids, and they all gang, so don't be talking sideways. He said you look like this. He makes sure he put Cardi down on his list. Now why this? Gonna look on my snap. I take a man and I won't give him back. I just walk into the booth and attack. I hit this guy in the roof will collapse. I've been broke my whole life. I have no clue what to do with these. Belay, race, snatch, back, shrink, back. Got lips like Angelina. Belly truck, tangerine. Jumping on my. That's why they call it trampoline. Babe, like a Monday, Ferrari Friday. This is sweet Saturday, that's just what I say. I say, babe, it's a. He said it's a. Them pretty. You look like Beyonce, looking like money back, money back, money back, money back, money back, money back, yeah, money back, money back, money back, money back, money back. He can tell from the front, I got it behind me, and I park my Bentley truck on my Versace driveway, looking like money back, 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 money back. With me pretty too, they look like bridesmaids, and they all gang, so don't be talking sideways. Salty, they sodium, they jelly, petroleum, always talking in the background, don't never come to the podium. Chef Cardi B, I'm up, I see you at the again. Why you was sleeping on me? I make 40 bands by 4 p.m. They be taking everything you want. I'm like a walking. I don't understand what this hate is about. How you go your man with my name in your mouth? I do the Maybach on Monday, Ferrari Friday. This is sweet Saturday, that's just what I say. I say, babe, it's a. He said it's a. Them pretty. You look like Beyonce, looking like money back, money back, money back, money back, money back, money back, yeah, money back, money back, money back, money back, money back. He can tell from the front, I got it behind me, and I park my Bentley truck on my Versace driveway, looking like money back, 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 money back. With me pretty too, they look like bridesmaids, and they all gang, so don't be talking sideways.
From the banks of the Ohio River, there's a look at Paul Brown Stadium here in Cincinnati, Ohio. Today, it's week 4, and we've got what should be a great one here. between the Miami Dolphins and the Cincinnati Bengals. Fall is in the air, and the NFL season is in full swing, and we're underway here in Week 4. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Carry for Kenyon Drake. And not a whole lot doing there, as he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line. A gain of 3, second down.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
On second down, it's Drake. They'll only get a couple up to about the 30.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things, but the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
Out of the gun now on third down. And that's complete to Croft. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. 5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive.
That throw's not going to get them a whole lot, but that really didn't matter, did it? They got what they needed on that throw. Picked up the first down, and I'm going cliche here. Game of inches, partner.
Absolutely. And you talked to me a lot about opening drives, how key those are to set the tone. You kept the drive alive. Third down conversion here is big. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, that's what their job is. And really, a lot of the time, they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold them to no gain.
Here we go. On the give, this is Drake. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Give him 12 yards there, and the Dolphins have a first down. That's his longest run of the first quarter. And, Charles, we talked before the game about them needing to establish the run game. They'll be looking for more of that.
And they got to the perimeter. So that tells me that that's part of the game plan of what they want to get done today. So they'll have some complimentary runs where he'll run it to the inside. But it appears that when they want the big yardage, they think they can get to the outside and make it happen.
And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 47. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
And, Brandon, as we continue to see, so much of the influence on this game is now coming from those hybrid-type players. In this case, strong safety, not worried about covering the pass. What a play on the run.
Tackled for a loss.
Yeah, forget the pregame introductions. Introduced himself with authority on that play.
He'll get 3 up to midfield. Here comes the 7th play of this opening drive. They've moved it well, but here's third down. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. He finds Coleman. And he takes it all the way down to the 3. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal.
As we continue to advance in the NFL, as people continue to scout players, they really don't care as much about body types as they care about those guys who can make people miss, run through tackles, and gain all that additional run after catch. Anybody has that ability, they want them on their team.
Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete. Down this close to the goal line, first down. Surprised that wasn't a run?
I am, and you know I'm old school. I want to run the ball on first down in this situation because second down, that gives me that option of running play action and maybe throwing it.
They'll try and pound it in with Drake. And the D not yielding much there. He's only going to get a yard to about the 2. Driven it down the field nicely here on the opening drive, and now it's put up or shut up.
No doubt about it, because to make that type of a drive and ultimately kick a field goal would feel very disappointing. But I'm just wondering, is the head coach thinking, is this 4-down territory? Might he go for it?
He's got it. Touchdown, Dolphins. Tyler Kroft, his second touchdown on the season. And the Dolphins take it right down and score on the opening drive. You'd have to imagine for a team that's lost 3 straight games, scoring first in this first quarter has to feel pretty good.
It has to feel great for them, and also it's a nice signal to the rest of the team, because we talk about complimentary football all the time. So they've now signaled to the defense, now signaled to the kicking game, hey, we're here to play in this one. We're going to do our part. Let's see if you guys will do the exact same, and we can break this losing streak.
Returning it, Carlos Henderson. Oh, and now he bowls him over. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. So here's Dalton and the Bengals now, 1st and 10 at the 31-yard line. The former second-round pick, this is Joe Mixon. And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker, and what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
And Dalton to throw. Trying to lay one. And that's caught inside the 35. A big play. Dalton to his favorite receiver, Green. 41 yards. Well, it's one thing to grab it with one hand, but when you make a catch of that distance, quite another.
Yes, sir. I mean, that one right there, we keep talking about the high-flying antics that we're seeing from receivers nowadays. Doesn't matter what spot they start in. But when it actually does happen in the heat of battle, it brings me right out of my seat.
And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that 1st down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
On 2nd down, here's Mixon. Oh, good move. Down to about the 22 here. A nice job to get 8 there after the incompletion, and now they'll look at a 3rd and 2 coming up.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fix and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Third and 2 for Dalton to Mixon on the check down. And he'll have the 1st down, getting this one to the 14-yard line. It goes as a gain of 8, and it moves the chains.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in
Mixon hit, and all the ball is out.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. Alongside Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin, and it's the Bengals with a football to begin quarter number 2. They're looking at a 2nd and short yardage to start things out. Dalton. On the screen, Bernard. Nothing on the screen that time. Now it's 3rd down. They had the catch on 2nd down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at 3rd down here. Andy Dalton. He rifles one that's intercepted. Snags it for the pick, and he'll go down inside the 15 at his own 13-yard line. He had a little bit of the turnover bug last week, 3 interceptions. Not an absolute disaster, but another one here. Do you start to get a little worried?
You worry about your team as a whole because you have to find a way to make those interceptions quote-unquote go away, and that means your defense. They've got to go out there on sudden change and at least hold people to field goals. And if that keeps happening, they lose confidence in the quarterback, and then no one plays well.
So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And it's knocked away and incomplete. Darquez Denard there defensively.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on first down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on first down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up second down.
He'll drop to throw. He dumps it off to Drake. And they'll bring him down here right around the 17-yard line. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for third down.
Well, it's tough to be a defender in today's NFL because there's so many things to account for in today's passing game, including the back sneaking out of the backfield. Not quite as bad as a turkey bowl where you have the center-eligible stuff, but still a lot of guys to account for.
He goes underneath the Drake. And he works it across the 25 before being tackled. 2 big plays in succession, and the Dolphins on the move.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
Back to throw here. Looks for Parker, and it's intercepted. William Jackson with a pick, and his guys will take over at their own 44-yard line.
Well, this is one of the downsides of being a rookie quarterback. You know you're going to get called out about everything you do that goes wrong. Here, maybe he's a little uncertain about where to go with the football, and at this level, uncertainty equals turnovers. And this one winds up being intercepted.
So here's Dalton and the Bengals now, 1st and 10 at their own 44. Here's Joe Mixon as they start on the ground. And he'll take it down shy to 45 at the 46. That one good for 10 yards. And it'll be second and very short.
Now, that was an excellent run. And when you see that happen, that's when you're seeing guys doing their job and then some people doing a little bit more. Offensive linemen and tight ends, they're expected to block. But the wide receivers, all they want to do is catch passes. So when they block on a big-time running play and create extra space, you've got to hit the jackpot there.
And he's going to get this down near the 30-yard line. A Bengal first down on the 16-yard pickup there.
They were not fooling around at all, were they? Second and short, and they brought out the heavy package. Almost felt like the super heavy package against that defense, didn't it?
Yeah, I don't think they expected that much beef up front, and it turned into an easy first down conversion. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
And the pitch goes to Mixon. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. That good for 19 and a first down.
That's a lot of beef thundering downfield off of the toss play, and it takes me back to when I was a kid and watching USC play. Remember the old toss that they ran? They used to call it student body right or student body left because everyone was out in front of the ball carrier. In fact, one of their favorite plays, it was called rose stem right or rose stem left, depending on the formation, 28 toss. And 28 toss was their bread and butter. This drive is pretty clear. Almost feels like old school fundamentals, doesn't it? Want to impose their will on the defense. What's that, 5 straight runs?
Yeah, 5 straight carries to start this drive. And like you said, the way it's working, they may just stick with it. He's going to get it running right. Shifts by him. And he is in. Touchdown, Bengals. Giovanni Bernard. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Bengals are an extra point away from tying up this football game. And they're able to run it in. It started with a battle in the trenches. They won there, and they got in for 6 points.
And that's going to be a tough one for the defense to deal with. They've got to go to the bench now and figure out how are we going to slow down this running game, because on that particular play, they had no answer.
So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. This one fielded at the 5. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. And out come the Dolphins now. A tale of two extremes already in this game. A touchdown pass on their opening drive, followed by an interception last time out.
Now, it sounds like things balance out, right? What's that mythological thing that we do? If you have a candy bar, have a diet soda with it, it balances it out. And we know that's not really true, right? Because the interception, that sting lingers a little bit longer. Got to come out now and put together some nice plays.
2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. And now the Bengal defense here calling a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. Now a handoff for Drake. Spinning away. And he'll get this one up to the 26. Tackle made that time by David Bass. And now the Bengals are going to call another timeout. That's their second, so they'll have 1 remaining here in this second quarter. We'll be right back. You mentioned very early on the need to establish a running game for this young QB. They really haven't been able to do that, though, in the first half.
So that means what in halftime? Adjustments time, right? Figure out what they are, figure out the things that they really want to accomplish, and who to run behind. Which are your better blockers? Find those guys and get in that direction.
Now the throw on 3rd down, knocked away and incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
1:59 to go in the first half. We'll come back to Cincinnati after this. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
On the crossing route, complete. That's Green. A.J. Green, 20. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. A.J. Green, an 80-yard touchdown. And the Bengals strike quickly here for 6 points. And Charles, I had an offensive coordinator tell me one time that they designed every play to score. I don't know how true that is, but he had to run a long way after that catch. Heck of a play.
I think that when he was telling you that, he was designing run after catch in every play. I mean, that's the only way to put it in there, and that's what we got on that one. Nice catch, an even better run for big yardage.
And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. The Dolphins offense now heads back on the field. They punted last time they had it. What steps, Charles, do you think they have to take to make sure they don't do that again?
Well, let's just go to the football 101, the trade expression 101. Win first down. Make 5, 6, 7 yards on
a heavy rush, and down he goes. Carl Lawson in there to drop him, and it'll be a loss of about 8. And play is stopped here. Timeout. It's the defense calling the timeout here, as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play.
Here we go now. Green 39. Green 39.
Out of the gun. They'll look to throw. And over the middle, this is Parker. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down. The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. And that's going to be too high. Out of bounds and incomplete.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice, getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
And this will hit just beyond the goal line as it's into the end zone for a touchback. All right, let's focus now on Giovanni Bernard. First month of the season, those numbers pretty solid. Does he continue that?
I think so, because when you come out of the gate this strong, that means that you have planned for it and you like the results that you're getting. So I wouldn't have any doubt that the head coach, offensive coordinator, actually called him in and said, look, you're our guy, okay? We're going to continue to stick with this as long as we're winning games. You ready for the challenge? And then they presented it to the rest of the team. I think we'll see plenty of that as this season moves on.
And I'm sure he said challenge accepted. From up near the 40 now after the big play to start, here's another 1st and 10. Dalton, 1st and 10. Dumps it off to Mixon. Give him 30 yards there.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. They go play action here on 1st down. That is caught right at the 10-yard line. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. A good pickup there, 26 yards. And now the clock will stop as he's able to get up and spike it here. A line of scrimmage, once again the 5 as they get ready for 2nd and goal. And again, Andy Dalton to throw. Looking middle, and it's incomplete. He was looking for his favorite target, A.J. Green, that time. And it's 3rd and 5.
All right, Captain. It's batten down the hatches time defensively. Dodged 2 pass attempts to the end zone. Now what do you think they're going to try and dial up on 3rd and goal?
Well, knowing them and knowing what we just seen, I think they're throwing it again, don't you?
I think you have to. I think in this situation, you've kind of run out of your running plays. Fire another one into the end zone.
Dalton on 3rd and goal. He drops it off for Bernard. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. A gain of 5, but not enough. Leads to a 4th and goal. The final act of the first half, Dalton. And that is going to be incomplete. All right, folks, eager to get back to this Week 4 matchup. We won't put up a fight. So we've reached halftime here in the Queen City, and it's the Bengals leading this one. On the return is Henderson. And a nice job there as he gets this one up just shy of the 35-yard line at the 34. The Bengal offense now with a football first here to begin quarter number 3. And last time, they had it 4th and goal, rolled the dice, didn't get it. Now they've got to put that behind them, try to put together another drive.
Hey, a simple tip of the cap, a nod of the head to the defense. Congratulations, you got us last time. But you didn't hold us the whole time. We got down to position. We were able to be in position to score. Let's go ahead and attack again. Continue to have that kind of confidence. Not worry about the one play that didn't allow them to get into the end zone.
And this time they'll be trying to get it into the end zone. We'll see what they do. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving.
2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a 1st down, keep the sticks moving.
On 1st and 10, here's Andy Dalton. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 41. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. A loss of 3 on that 1st down pass play. Now 2nd and 13. Out of the gun, it's Dalton. stepping up. He'll try and run. And he slides to avoid the hit. They'll get 14 on that one. Good for a Bengal first down.
That's something we have not seen him do to this point, and that's take the ball, tuck it, and run.
Exactly right. His first carry of the game. I guess he picked a good time to do it.
He certainly did. Not only did he have the element of surprise, he's making sure he's judicious in taking off.
Mixon with a first down carry. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. Dalton throwing on second down. Well, this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up third down.
That was a nice catch, but unable to stay in bounds. And remember, it wasn't a wide receiver who works on that all the time.
I was going to say, he likes to get the ball handed to him. Now, don't get me wrong, he's part of the passing game as well, but maybe a little out of his comfort zone there.
Yeah, he might want to have a few words to say to us about that later, but I am still going with you on that one. Wide receivers work on a little bit.
Now he's hit, and Dalton lost the football.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball's execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
So here are the Dolphins now. They get ready for their first possession of the second half. They were able to get the stop defensively. Now a chance really to set the tone here in quarter three.
They can really take charge, can't they? And this is probably how it was drawn up at the half. I think we can...
No, bottled up. Fumble. It's out. It's loose. So they take over not only in enemy territory, but in the red zone at the 16-yard line. Not the trend he wanted to start the season with a fumble lost in both weeks 1 and 2.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field is reversed.
Stop for no gain brings up 2nd and 10 from the 20. Now the former 4th-round pick, it's Kalen Balaj. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield.
He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
The Dolphins on 3rd down. They've converted 4 times out of 6. Not bad. This is 3rd down and 12. Back to throw. Got a man. It's Amendola. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. An excellent pickup of 34 yards.
Nice catch right there. Brings to mind the sentence, when in doubt, find your veterans.
I used to laugh back in the day when they would call guys like him crafty veterans. You get up in your 30s, you're still playing receiver, but you're around that long at that position, you're doing something right.
Just remember this, when he was young, he thought the crafty veteran was simply a guy who couldn't run anymore. Now he understands a little bit better.
Last year, the Dolphins were the 2nd most penalized team in the NFL, nearly 9 a game, and now they've got 1st and 15.
All right, here we go.
Running, it's Drake. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. 6 yards on the pickup, and that'll make it 2nd down.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
They stay on the ground with Drake. And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 47. It'll be a loss of 1, and that's going to make it 3rd down and 10.
Part of the thinking when you bring in extra tight ends, you're hoping that each of your guys gets those one-on-one blocks and creates a crease for your runner. But the converse is, though, you've got to win those one-on-one blocks, and when you don't, that's the result you end up with.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. They'll tussle for it, and this is going to be caught. His first catch, and it's a pretty big one. They get the conversion on 3rd down.
The goal for any offense versus a zone defense, Find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. On first down, Drake. And now running right through it. They showed off the athletic juke. Good little gain there. Not a whole lot of real estate, but a nice carry.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball, but when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Over the middle, it's Amendola. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. The Dolphin passing game rolling here. They've got another first down. Well, clearly one of his advantages as a passer is his height. Sit back in the pocket, fired over the middle. That makes things tougher defensively, doesn't it?
It really does, because your goal is to move the quarterback off his initial spot when he gets his drop.
And he'll take this into the end zone for a Dolphins touchdown. Corey Coleman, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Dolphins are an extra point away from tying up this football game. A very important extra point there, up and good. For the 4th quarter will begin with a kickoff following. So here comes the kickoff now, all even here in this 4th quarter. That's fielded in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or two shy of the 30. Cincinnati now ready to take the field. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
An ideal beginning of the drive there, as they'll get 20 and a first down.
Another carry for their leader, and a good one. It's crunch time. They'll need him to continue to be productive in both the run and passing game in order for them to try and snatch a victory.
Now a play fake here on first down. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
When I watched that play, I thought about what my coaches had told me in the past. The biggest teaching point, get your head around. Locate the football so you can make a play on it while it's in the air. That's exactly what he did there. That was nice.
Throwing, Dalton throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds. 12 yards that time and a Cincinnati first down. But he's already proven to be a factor in the running game on this drive. Now he gets involved in the passing game.
I think what we're seeing here is the modern version of workhorse in the NFL, being able to run it and catch it with equal proficiency.
Dalton with a give here to Mixon. Looking for a crease, can't find one. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, second down.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority, because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
The rush defense stout on first down. Here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. It's second down. Dalton looking. Oh, it's a screen pass. It's complete. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. Giovanni Bernard with his 2nd touchdown of the game, 4th of the year. And the Bengals have broken our tie as they take the lead. There are several elements to a well-executed screen pass. This one resulted in a touchdown. It had all of those elements.
Yeah, you're so right, because you really need the rush to almost get to the quarterback, almost get to the passer. Then you've got to get the ball thrown perfectly, whether it's to the running back, the wide receiver, whoever the screen guy is. And, of course, the blocking has to form in front to get him downfield for the touchdown.
And they'll have good starting field position as he's up just shy of the 40. The Dolphins offense now working their way back onto the field. They had to go a long way on their last drive to score the touchdown. This time they get at least a little bit more of a cushion with field position.
I have to think that with this field position, after what they did on the last drive, they might want to take a shot right now and try and cut down the length of the drive.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Here we go. 3-19.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. His throw incomplete. He was looking for Parker that time, and that'll bring up 2nd down. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. It's caught outright, Amendola. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Give him 15 yards on that one, and the Dolphins have a 1st down. Defensively, they just lost him. He was waving his arm saying, I'm wide open. They found him.
Yeah, and it's so interesting about when a receiver starts to wave his arms, because some guys run up the line of scrimmage, they declare themselves open. You know, this guy throw the one arm up, hit me right now. In this case, he was so wide open that he was frantically trying to get his attention to make sure he got the football, and then I'm sure his only thought when the ball was in the air, don't drop it. Had too much time to think.
One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. You're tackling him almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra.
And he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe. Ryan Glasgow breaking through to get him for a loss of 7.
Tremendous read and reaction by the defensive tackle and friendly partner. It's not that often the DTs have that type of easy access back to the quarterback. Never bought the play-action fade.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And this is going to be incomplete. Here's Matt Hawk now. He'll boot it away from about his 35. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. Cincinnati now ready to take the field. Right now clinging to a 1-score lead, Charles, and I think operating within that 4-minute offense with a little less than 4 minutes to go applies here, right?
It certainly does, and that means the playbook is still wide open. But you are a little bit more careful about what you're calling. You want plays that are going to gain yardage, how would you say it, consistently, right? You don't need the big shots downfield, but make sure the clock continues to run. Pile up the first downs. And the goal, end the game with your quarterback kneeling down at the end, and you still have the lead.
Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first. First and 10 for Dalton. On the screen, Bernard. A good pickup there on first as the screen pass gets him 8.
How about that shuffle pass? Or if you want to call it the shovel pass, that's fine too. That's one of those plays that you can take a little bit of risk there because you're trying to throw the ball into the middle of the field where a lot of big bodies lurk, and they can knock it away, pick it off, but they were able to execute it successfully on that play.
Dalton gives to Bernard. Now that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. And they'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
Now, obviously, that's some good work there defensively, being able to stop them and bringing up a key 3rd down. But if you're on the offensive side of the ball, there's an opportunity, because I know what defensive guys are thinking right now, to stop them, get to the ball. That means they might not be sound defensively. There could be some opportunities.
And you said key 3rd down. Highlight that word, put it in bold. Here we go. And he'll be stopped right at midfield. A Bengal 1st down on the 16-yard pickup there. Time for a break. We'll come back, see what transpires after this. So the Bengals in possession of the football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Now Joe Mixon. And able to push his little game. So fresh out of the 2-minute warning, and here's another timeout taken with 1:55 remaining. So they come up on second down. If they can get another run like we just saw, would likely put an end to this thing. Oh, passing it. Dalton to Mixon on the check down. And just shedding him off there. A good pickup there of 20 yards. I don't want to make a story where there's not one, but he threw the 3 interceptions last week. Looked a little uncomfortable. He looks much more comfortable today.
Yeah, just one pick's like complimentary football, meaning if he takes care of the ball and his offense, if they're humming along, the defense doesn't have to be out there as long. He's taking care of his guys on the other side of the ball.
They're enjoying a fourth quarter advantage. And he's going to take this one down to about the 23-yard line. Now the Dolphins are going to take another timeout here as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. So 2nd and 9, and you'd have to figure just about all 11 probably crashing the line here. They keep it on the ground. This time it's Mixon. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field.
Holding offense.
So a decent game,
Still second down
on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold. Again, here's Bernard. And not much running room. Down to the 32. And now we're going to get a timeout here called by the defense, as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. A handoff to Mixon. Room here to run. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. They do get 10 back, but still a ways to go on 4th.
Boy, where would these guys be without his performance on the ground? That puts him over 100 yards now for the afternoon, and I tell you, he seems to be getting stronger as the day goes along.
And Suckup will put this one right through, and the drive will wind up yielding 3. So barring something extraordinary here in the closing stages, that field goal should just about put this one on ice.
Yeah, they've got to find 2 scores, so, we're not going to exactly move it over there yet. It can be done, but, boy, it's going to be a little bit of a stretch for them, isn't it?
Yeah, they would have to move incredibly quick and have some luck, too. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This fielded at the 2. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. The Dolphins offense now ready to go back out onto the field. They might be thinking this is close to a lost cause here. Got to play it out. What do they need to do?
Well, they have a thought process in mind already, but they can't get ahead of themselves. They know that they need to score quickly.
Yep, 2-score game.
Onside kick and get the ball back and then score again. But they can't worry about the last 2 points. The only thing that matters is scoring quickly. Then they'll take it from there.
And the grab by Croft. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. Great way to start the drive. 20 big ones and a 1st down. And he spikes it with just a shade under a half a minute left. 29 seconds on the clock.
Back 99 Philly, here we go. Set, 319. 319.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. To the sideline, and it's caught, but boy, he's out of bounds. And they try to get him into space coming out of the backfield, but it'll be third down. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here. Okay, I'm not quite sure how to judge that one. Maybe didn't have enough legs underneath him. Mechanics might have been off. Maybe some fatigue. That one came up short.
Yeah, 4th quarter. Maybe you do start to watch as the arm there, the leg's still there. This has been a tough game. So that'll back them up 5. So the false start certainly doesn't help matters as they'll try again now. 3rd and long.
All right, here we go.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off down near the 5. And he'll take it all the way up near the 30-yard line.
Obviously disappointing, but you had to go for broke here, down 2 scores. So that forced you to make some throws you definitely wouldn't want to make. And I think this interception is going to pretty much write an end to this one.
Dalton down to a knee, and that'll be all she wrote. And, Charles, I think when the schedule comes out, all teams, no matter where they're predicted to finish, talk about protecting your home turf. They were able to do that here in this one.
Similar to a tennis match, right? Not letting them break your serve. That way you hold on to it. They got it done, and they feel very good about that victory.
So for the Bengals, it'll be a 500 start as the win gets them back to 2-2.